Call this meeting to order. It is now 6:33 p.m. Dr. Roach, will you do the roll call?
Yes. Mr. Ann Berenson,
Here.
Mr. Farugi,
Yes.
and Chairwoman Ford.
Here. Okay. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
United States
and
of
to the
America.
republic for which it stands, one nation, under God,
Under God.
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Justice for all.
In accordance with the provisions of Chapter 231 New Jersey Public Laws of 1975, the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by giving notice to the Courier News, posting the agenda in the public lobby of this building 48 hours prior to this meeting, delivery of this notice to the Franklin Township Clerk at least 48 hours prior to this meeting, and mailing notice to those persons properly requesting to be mailed notification of meetings at least 48 hours prior to this meeting. Is there a motion to open the meeting for public comments?
So moved.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. See, we have someone from the Franklin Reporter here.
I have nothing, thank you.
Seeing that there are
no
no,
one come to speak in the public session, I do a motion to close the public session.
is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. With regard to the approval of the minutes for the working session board meeting for November 8th, 2023. Did everyone receive those minutes? Is there anyone who
Yes.
hasn't received it?
I do have.
Mr. Faruqi?
Yes, I do have.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion to accept the minutes as written?
So moved.
Second?
I second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion's carried. With regard to the minutes for the executive session board meeting for November 8th, 2023, do you have those, a copy of those minutes?
Yes, I do have.
Okay. Mr. Faruqi?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to accept those minutes as written?
Yes. I've gone through. Yes.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the motion's carried. Let's move on to the executive session, the executive summary, professional reports. Executive Director Danielson?
Thank you, Chairwoman. I'll go through the summary report, which includes the engineers and the operations, and then the executive director's report. Under our legal services, the typical expected items were worked on, general legal issues and meetings, resolutions, the public bid for the Somerset Street pump station and the Brookline rehabilitation, PSC&G with the Western Canal pump station project, and the Somerset County, Franklin Township grant applications. The Marcy Street project meeting was held with the contractor on November 30th. The details should be held in confidential and discussed possibly in executive session. We are discussing assisting the contractor with the water company claim to be submitted. The flow metering study will begin on December 11th, and there's been easement planning on Reed Street where the flow metering will take place. Other than that, once the flow metering is done and the flow metering confirms we have a better I&I of that area, that project will be completed. The solar energy electric vehicle project, all our PSE&G bills have been collected and received and reviewed. An assessment will then be conducted on all those bills for planning purposes and schedule on our next meeting. The next step would be to review those bills, develop a concept plan, and begin scoping out this project. Finance platform upgrade and migration to Edmunds, nothing new to report for this month. High Bay Garage is in a delayed state. There's an engineering delay submitting the response to the Delaware Raritan Canal Commission and the Somerset County Planning Board. We do expect a submittal by December 8th, according to the engineer. And we still expect the permits to be received by the end of December of 2023. I will monitor that. But the rest of the project, the construction and the build out, that is moving forward normally and as expected. The Somerset Street Pump Station rehabilitation, the purchase order for the pump has been completed. Authorization to advertise for the construction has been received from the NJDEP, and the bid schedule will be established in the next few weeks. The Brookline Avenue sewer rehabilitation, the sister project to that, we did receive bids, 2 bids on that project. There was a little hiccup where 1 bid was received, but we didn't realize it until the day after we opened up the bids. Those bids were reviewed, and at this time, all I need to say is we need to discuss this in an executive. Actually, no, we don't. Brian, we don't need to discuss this in executive session, or do we do?
No, I mean, we don't have to go into executive session tonight. We can wait till the next meeting when.
Okay, so that we're not going to say anything or do anything. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Weston Canal Pump Station rebuild. The board needs to vote tonight. We were supposed to vote last month on it. We forgot on the agreement for the site survey for the easement. The other item of that project is the appraisal process is still ongoing, and that report is not completed yet. The Commerce Drive Pump Station rehabilitation authorization for engineering professional services needs to be voted on tonight. Staff has reviewed the plans, which will incorporate the comments and the NJDEP engineering review, and the NJDEP riparian zone mitigation proposal being submitted to the NJDEP Mitigation Council. So since we are impacting the flood zone, we had 2 choices, as my understanding has it. We had 2 choices. We could either do a project somewhere in our area, some environmental project that would equal or be greater to the impact that we are causing with this project, or we could purchase credits instead. So I explored the first one, and I sent an email to the municipality, to Bob Warnocker, asking, was he in the middle of or planning any projects in town that we could possibly pay for or participate in to satisfy our impact requirements. I did not get a response from that email. However, then I learned that the credit to purchase would only cost us $8,400, and I elected just to go with the $8,400. Next project, Campus Drive rehabilitation. That project started in November and completed in December, and that completed well within our budget. The windows and doors replacement project, that project is coated with a red because we've had so much problems with that with the manufacturer and the installer. But we're, as stated in the past, we're hoping we're at the last step. That last step is replacing all the glass panels of both buildings, and that will begin on December 6th during off hours to minimize the disruption to staff. Under general engineering, New Brunswick agreement, the flow monitor and manufacturer was asked to come out to come on site to demonstrate their product, which was being suggested by New Brunswick for us to use. However, the manufacturer said they're not going to come out unless somebody pays them $1,500 to come on site and demonstrate. New Brunswick and our team kind of looked at each other with blank faces, and we basically said, we're not paying for it, it's your idea. So we're waiting for further communications from New Brunswick. That concludes the executive summary of the project. Under operations, all pump stations have been maintained or repaired. Odor control systems are working well everywhere. 5 inspection projects were completed, and manhole cover inspections for the municipality were completed. The operations team flushed 52,932 feet of sewer lines and CCTV inspections of 380 feet of main lines and 145 feet of lateral lines. Several sewer complaints were received, however, they were resolved using the local cleanout or not resolved, but the problem being belonging to the resident on their property, and they were advised as such. Somerset County did come on site to 4 pump stations to inspect the clean air permits. To no surprise of ours, we passed on all of them and were given great praise by Somerset County on how we manage and maintain our pump stations. Most importantly, on all reports tonight, there are 0 accidents for the authority. I will note, since we're talking about operations and Scott's here on the meeting, Scott is going on leave this month. I will not say why, I'll leave that up to him. But however, his extended time away, Scott, I have to give him compliments. He did a full and thorough intellectual handoff of all that he's involved in and responsible for. He held a meeting with the engineers, staff, and myself. He took full preparation of everything he had within arm's reach, with over-the-top coverage of operations, projects, engineering, responsibilities, staffing, and general management concerns. Just overall, I need to thank Scott publicly for over-the-top thoroughness. Scott, do you want anything to add to your report before I move into the next report?
I'd like to say thank you, Joe, for what you just said. So I will be taking a small leave of absence as I have to have some surgery. My last day of physical work will be Monday, the 11th of December, with possibly being out 6 to 8 weeks, and thereafter may need to work a few days remotely as I get stronger and get back to my normal self. But I appreciate the understanding of Joe with this, and I believe we'll be in good hands.
Good luck on the surgery, Scott.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, going into the executive director's report. The revenue for as of November 30th, 2023, checks being received, it's $1,920,064.82. Year-to-date collected is $7,124,148.39. We do have an open balance for non-metered billing of $1,109,727.62. Penalties generated for the month is $18,572.53, which is very much above average, not typical. Expense report as of October 31st, 2023. Expenditures month to date are $2,369,058.81. Expenditures year to date are $5,656,523.51. We are 40% through our budget and 42% through the calendar. I always note that for everyone's benefit to see, I try to do the budget and the budget reporting, so there should be a synergy of the calendar percentage with the budget. And by reporting it more accurately the way we've been doing it, we've been seeing that synergy. And I'll just give you an example. 4 years ago, and going back further, you would see a budget of 10% and a calendar of 60%. And that's because the way things were done in the past, the big bills would not come in until the 10th, 11th, 12th month of the calendar, the fiscal calendar, which would skew it for so many months. Now we do everything in estimated payments, either monthly or quarterly, so you could see a real-time encumbrance on our budget. Cash positions as of October 31st, 2023, unrestricted cash is $2,027,994.30. Under restricted cash is $14,356,427.80. And under designated, we have $4,303,209.41. That gives us a total net cash position of $20,687,631.51. Under discussions, our 2023 audit is still in progress. Once we get word when they want to present it to us informally, we'll be able to tell you when that will be presented formally. Under bonding, so I noticed today through the legislative documentation in Trenton that Franklin Township Sewerage Authority's projects are in fact listed on the state's iBank list of authorized funding. So it's always nice to see us listed there. We do, under projects, we do have an executive session tonight that we can handle at the very end of the meeting, where no action will be taken afterwards. We do have two projects to discuss, or two issues to discuss. Under Franklin Municipality, we will be scheduling very shortly a meeting with me, operations, and the engineers to discuss mutual projects and get those updates in a two-way street with the township. Under rules, rates, and regulations, we do have a meeting scheduled with the authority's attorney and the municipal attorney to discuss private force main connections. That meeting is being held between the 25th of December and the 1st. So more to come from that meeting. Councilman Barrison, that's the subject matter you had talked about with me in the past. So once we have a path forward, we can report more and possibly adjust the rules, rates, and regulations. Under internal engineering, this month we had 0 new connections for the month of November. Under the technical review committee, we had 4 applications that were submitted to the authority. Under staffing, the annual performance reviews have been completed. Looks good. New Brunswick water and sewer bills still in progress. Under Somerset County grant, Somerset County is waiting for us to award the Brookline project before they can send us the money. The municipal grant, I have nothing new to report, but I think they're in the process of issuing us the money. But I have to come back on that. Okay, under municipal shared services, I sent an email to the township manager requesting that the very end of Brookline Road be vacated to the Franklin Township Sewerage Authority. I didn't hear any follow-up on that. So I just sent them another email following up. So I'm hoping that the township manager will put that on the council's agenda so they could formally vote on vacating that piece of the road to us. And just a review on votes that I'm anticipating tonight. You have the PSE&G site survey, granted CME access to the site to conduct the easement survey. And the second vote is on the Commerce Drive pump station professional services for engineering for the Commerce Drive pump station. Standard resolutions, we have all standard resolutions with the exception we do not have a North Track resolution tonight. And under additional resolutions, we have the authorization to appropriate $600,000. That $600,000 is going to the municipality. We have the authorization to execute an agreement for CME for Shirley Avenue Pump Station. Authorization to execute agreement with CME for a PSE&G easement survey. Authorization to execute developers agreement for block 468.01, lot 34. Authorization to refund an overpayment of sewer charges on account 0644000. Resolution authorizing the removal of an account 08058. An authorization to execute a contract with Mulvey Electric for surge protection of our buildings. And the last resolution is an authorization to execute an agreement with CME for the professional services for Commerce Street pump station upgrades. And for executive session, I have the reasoning for client-attorney privilege involving two projects with the possibility of facing litigation. That concludes my report, Chairwoman.
Chairwoman, you're muted.
I'm sorry about that. With regard to committee reports, the Negotiations and Personnel Committee, Commissioner Ambarenson and Commissioner Schmidt, you have anything to report?
I have one topic to bring it to the board and to the executive director and the staff. Recently, the township joined the medical insurance plan with that of the Board of Education. So they have this new Integrity Health Partnership on Veronica Avenue. If we were to remain on our own, our insurance would have gone up nearly 44% increase. But we went self-insured and also joined hands with the Board of Education, its insurance plan. So our, I guess, eventual increase was in the low 30s. So significant savings this year from facing a huge increase. And I understand that the school board is looking for other agencies in town to join them. So I'd like to propose that we explore that option when our contract is up for renewal, especially if our contract comes up with a huge increase like we did.
Thank you. The municipal liaison, see Commissioner Francois not here, and she is the municipal liaison. So we'll move to the construction committee. Commissioner Faruqi.
Yes, it was a surprise visit to the office last month, and I'm so much impressed with Mr. Scott. Scott, thank you very much for giving me the tour of your building. And I don't know, during your absence, who's going to take care of the building, of all those equipments and the building and the operation?
That would be my designated foreman, as well as the rest of the operation staff.
Are they quite capable for doing all those things which you do?
I would hope so. I believe everybody is trained very well, and I believe everybody's been set up to succeed, not to fail.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I have just one a topic that I like to bring up. At the New Jersey League of Municipalities, we had a booth. We visited a booth that had some interesting products to, I guess, assist to or prevent flooding of structures. So I brought some information and passed it on to Scott for follow-up. I think Commissioner Faruqi and I discussed it. We felt that there was some merit to the product, so we like to look into it more to see if that would provide us a solution, not a permanent solution, but during the times of flooding, if that would be an effective way of preventing floods getting into our pump stations. So I just wanted to let everybody know that that's in the works.
I do request to visit the site, Mr. M, and any time afternoon, I'm available to go to the site and scope the work.
Yeah, I'll let
Not only
the
can we do that, Commissioner, is there, you should also take a look at the product that we saw demonstrated in Southbound Brook by a competitor product, a competing product. I felt those were, had their usefulness in certain applications. I don't know if it's appropriate for us, but it seemed a lot easier, their product, where the product you presented, you had to actually construct it, versus the other product, it's like it's a big balloon where you just fill it up with water and it constructs itself.
I'll leave it to the experts and the engineers to review and see if it's applicable. It seemed like this product was used is being used at many different places with good results. So I felt it appropriate for us to look at it. I'm not an expert, so I'll depend on everybody else around me.
Yeah, it'd be great if they could come here and demonstrate it. That'd be fantastic.
Can someone organize a visit? I think they can come and do a site audit and present some sort of a demo for us.
Yeah, yes, but may I ask you if we could consider doing that when Mr. Nocero returns back to work?
100%.
I would hate a decision to be made without him here.
100%. Well, Scott has to make the decision, not us.
Anything else regarding construction? Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Nacero.
I'm sorry, I was just saying I'll follow up on my return.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else regarding construction?
No,
I'm sorry. Mr. Faruqi?
everything is okay from my side.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner. With regard to safety, I understand there were no safety issues. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So we will move on to the resolutions. The resolutions will be done by consent agenda. All the items listed below are considered to be of a routine nature, thereby requiring one motion and 1 second for all items. And if any member wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda, please advise me at this time which resolutions need to be handled separately, and they will be addressed and voted on separately. With regard to resolution number 1, payroll account, $212,834.69. Resolution number 2, operating expense account, $232, strike that, $232,234.82. Resolution number 3, general fund expense account, $873,411.50. The renewal and replacement account, which is resolution number 4, $16,750.25. Resolution number 5, which is the escrow account, $19,795. Is there a motion to accept these resolutions?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion's carried. We will move on to the additional resolutions. There will be a motion for each one. Resolution number 6 is a resolution authorizing the appropriation and transfer of the sum of $600,000 to the Township of Franklin pursuant to the provisions of the local authority's fiscal control law. Is there a motion to move this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second it for the sake of discussion. I have a question. Are these the resolutions that were sent to us earlier today?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't get a chance to review them today, so I'm going to abstain on them, but sure they're okay, but I just didn't get a chance to review them since they came today.
In that case, is there a second?
I did second it.
You did second? Okay.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is carried.
I abstained.
Received.
Resolution number 7, resolution authorizing the authority to execute an agreement with CME Associates Incorporated to provide an alternative analysis for the upgrade of the Shirley Avenue pumping station project. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second? I will second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The resolution is accepted. Resolution number 8, resolution authorizing the authority to execute an agreement with CME Associates Incorporated to perform a survey of an easement to be potentially acquired from Public Service Electric and Gas Company, PSC&G, for the Weston Canal Road Pump Station project. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second? Commissioner Faruqi, you are muted. Did you say something?
I'm sorry. I'm keep on saying second.
Okay.
I'm so
Never
sorry.
heard one of those.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Excuse me.
No problem. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the motion is carried. Resolution number 9, resolution authorizing the execution of a capacity allocation and developers agreement with the developer of real property designated as Block 468.01, Lot 34 on the official tax map of Franklin Township, Somerset County, New Jersey. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution number 10, resolution authorizing the refund of overpaid sewer charges on account number 06440.00 for real property located at 87 Bayberry Drive, Somerset, New Jersey. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion is carried. Resolution number 11, resolution for the removal of account number 08058.00 located at 1865 Amwell Road, Block 42.01, Lot 1.01, from billing with an adjustment $92.11 in principal. This address was capped. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that one.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion is carried. Resolution number 12, resolution authorizing the authority to execute a contract with Mulvaney Electric Incorporated to provide surge protectors in the authority's buildings located at 70 Commerce Street, Somerset, New Jersey. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
I'll move on that.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion is carried. Resolution number 13, resolution authorizing the execution of an agreement with CME Associates Incorporated to provide professional engineering services associated with the final design, New Jersey DEP, authorizing services and construction phase services for the Commerce Drive Pump Station Upgrades Project. Is there a motion to accept this resolution?
I'll move on that.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. Is there a motion to open executive session?
Motion to open to executive session.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried.
Brian, should we mention that no action will be taken after executive session so I can shut the recording?
Yes, no action will be taken after the executive session.